For the people that don't know your story, could you share a bit like before the NDE and the events that led up to it, and just so that we can get a context of what was life before and how did the whole NDE happen?
Yeah, so I was agnostic from about seventh grade until my near death experience, which happened my senior year of college at the University of Texas. And as an agnostic, I was terrified of death. I was very concerned with the material body, with success, with doing well in college. I was also struggling emotionally because of my upbringing and dealing with depression and kind of numbing myself from a lot of drinking and drugs. But what was most important to me was success. I thought that was what was going to heal all those wounds of childhood, poverty, abuse, all those things. And I would have these moments where I was just terrified at the thought of death. I was like, oh, someday this body will die. And I remember just panicking those months before my near death experience. And it was almost like my soul had some kind of premonition, something was about to happen. And a few weeks before graduation, on the way to run the Austin 10K, I had a major head on collision and broke my back in three places. My spine was compromised. I waited many, many hours for a spinal surgeon to work on me. After 17 hours of waiting, lots of internal injuries, broken foot, and I'd completely lost feeling in my left leg. I was terrified, thinking I may not walk, thinking this was, as a very athletic person, this was a horrific concept to wrap my head around. But there was also this part of me that had to give up control. For the first part of my life, I was like, okay, my life is in the hands of these neurosurgeons. My life is now in balance, and it's all dependent on these people. Well, the first thing that happened is I don't know how long I had been out during the surgery, but I know that they had opened up my back. And so I have a very long incision, almost from the top of my back to the very end of the spine, and then a lot of scars on my hip because they took bone from my hip and placed this into the back. So I lifted up out of my body, and technically this was just an out of body experience at this point. But Gary, I was so excited. Like the first thing that I felt was, oh my God, the spirit goes on. This soul, this spirit, it felt essential and it felt so incredibly real. And I didn't really think I needed the full near death experience because that first moment was enough for me to go, here I am. I'm watching my surgeons. I'm looking at my body. This is proof that indeed, we survived death. And I was so relieved.